Yes! Oh, Marta, this is going to be fun.
This is going to be amazing.
It's already fun. Let's make it amazing.
Yes.
Well, let's see what comes up, sir.
Marta.
Marta, what is...
What is Marta?
Who is Marta, first of all?
Yeah, who are you? We kind of got a bit of an idea that you're a bit interested in this breath work. Like, what is breath work? What's your experience with it? What do you do with it?
Oh,
Marta!
you're asking as if you don't know what it is.
Oh,
Not
bless you.
sure.
Master, we know that Marta is a breathworker.
Yeah, so...
You know what breathwork is, so...
Yeah, but we want to hear it from you.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, so I'm Marta, I'm a breathworker. And breathwork is life-changing practice or philosophy or style of living, depending what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
So how did you come across breathwork? When was the first time, apart from being born and taking the first breath?
Oh, I had a nice one on my birthday. I'll quickly just have one quick share. I had an amazing birthday about a week or so ago, and we did a breathwork session on my birthday. And as I was integrating, suddenly for me it was like, I get it. I get what birthdays are about. For all these, I'd gone through a long period where I hadn't liked birthdays for quite some time. But then it was, the birthday's about me, it's about this, it's about my coconut. And then on this integration on the breathwork session, it just, a light bulb went off. It's like, my birthday's about the first breath I ever took. And it's like that, as my little lump of light first popped out into the world and started to sparkle. And for me, moving forwards now, every birthday is about reconnecting back to that piece of me, that pure, the most innocent ever that came into the world, and then helping it to take off the bits of armour that have come on over the years.
I like that. I like thinking about birthday as the celebration of your existence on the planet. And in the same time, breathwork is about celebration of your existence on the planet every day.
Earth.
Be on earth. So when we do the breath work, we in a way are celebrating ourselves. It's just like reconnecting all the missing pieces, all the hidden pieces, all those parts. I don't know, it's not me, maybe you, but not me. I don't want to look at that. So when we do the breath work, we just invite, come back here, come back home.
Beautiful, I love it.
Come back home, and then when we do the breath work, we just invite all those missing parts in, and then we can shine, and we can grow, and we can blossom, and we can live the life we want, and basically we can do whatever we want if we allow this
missing
parts in.
It's like we get to, with breathing, it's an opportunity to dance with that force that animates us.
Oh, I love that metaphor. I love this dance, and for me, like breathing is like dancing, or it's like a wave, and it's coming and going. It's like moving. So,
what was your first experience of consciously working with the breath?
Oh my goodness, that was long time ago, and what brought me to breathwork was stress. I was like in my new role in a big international company, working my ass off, long hours, and like my body was tense, my voice was not there, like I didn't exist. And a friend of mine gave me this little leaflet saying, oh, why don't you try this? And I was just like pranayama, kriya, and all those breathing techniques just to live a better life and manage the stress. And I did that, and that actually I think helped then, because I continued working when I was working. And that was the first ever time I experienced that.
Aisha, do you have any on your first conscious work with breath?
Actually it was a rebirthing session I had, and I didn't know what I'm doing because I was on the workshop, and my mentor said, okay, so we will be breathing now, and she put us in a like 1 hour breathing or 1.5 hour breathing constant, and I was like, oh my god, what's going on with me? I didn't know. So it was like conscious and unconscious, but when I signed up for BBTRS, I didn't know what I'm doing. I was like, I saw the film with Giten Tonkov, the founder of BBTRS. I burst into cry and I said, oh, yes, that's for me. That's for me. And there was this waves of energy, and I was already on the path and doing lots of things, but I was stuck. It was like I went to the certain point. I knew everything. I was like, yeah, of course I know. Just like, why I can't go through it? Why I can't go through it?
Thank you, mind. I know everything.
Yes, I read every book on earth almost about my problems. I was as well going to the massages and acupuncture, but the same things were coming back and coming back and coming back, and I was like, what happens? And then I entered the first breathing session, and I knew, okay, so my body was holding on to something.
I think for me, my first work with breath, but I didn't think of it as breath work at the time, was I had a girlfriend and her parents were in their 60s and they were running marathons. And she wanted to get me running too. And her dad ran some running clubs. And the tip that he gave me, that it's like, God, it works. Listen to your breathing. If you're breathing struggling, slow down. Always make sure that you're not having to fight your breath. So it was allowing the breath to lead you. Whereas before, running, and I'd just start off like crazy. And before I knew it, I'd start collapsing.
Yeah, actually, that reminds me of when I was trying to run, and I could run only 300 meters, and I was losing my breath. And a friend of mine told me, when you're running, just align your breath with the steps. And it's like, okay. And then I ran straight away 1 kilometer. It's like, wow. And that's how it works.
And what did the breath do? It returns you back to your body rather than your head going, it's like...
The head is a challenger, and it likes challenges and achievement, and your body is just like, respect yourself, man. Just like, respect yourself. We can achieve anything you want, but just be gentle to yourself.
Yeah, gentleness.
And I remember my first breathwork workshop, I think was 5 or 6 years ago in Poland with Breath Institute. It was 2 days a workshop. I went for the first day and I felt like, fuck, I'm not going back there. Like at the end of the first day, I just, nope.
Why not?
It was too much because I had so many emotions stuck in my body. Suppressed, armored. The moment somebody touched me saying like, yes, you can, I was just like bursting my tears by feeling like, I have no idea what is going on here. Help! I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. What happened to me? Who replaced me? What is this? So I felt like, no, I'm not good. And then I slept on it, and the second day was like, okay, so I just need to learn to feel in a way that I can contain. And I can just like, if I have somewhere inside me this huge balloon of stuck emotions, I can't just break it. Punch it. I just have to do this like, and I still have this balloon like 5 years later. After I don't know how many sessions, I still have it, and I still put some stuff in it.
Yeah, it's normal. It's life.
So for me, like breathwork is a way to release this balloon, like bits and pieces, gently. Gently, lovingly.
Gently and lovingly. Can't I just beat it out myself?
No.
Oh my goodness, I was beating myself for many years.
Me too.
Both of us, we met in the corporate world so many years ago, and that's a high achievement, high
so push yourself to the maximum.
And I did that that when breathing at the beginning, yeah, I can do it, I can force it, I can push through, balloon, give me 10 and I will blow them all. No? So that was my first thing. I want to have it done forever now. So I will just push.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But it's like I went for exercises, so I can just do like 5 hours exercises with all these metal
20
rolls,
kilos.
20 kilos, and then next day I remember once I forced myself so much that next day I couldn't get up from the bed. I collapsed, and I tried to stand up and I collapsed. Because my body said, oh, come on, woman, what are you doing?
And I think my first breathwork sessions for me was like that. I was really pushing myself because I wanted to release so much and so fast.
Me too.
And then when I went into this phase of very calm sessions, that with like peaceful and quiet session, I was feeling, fuck, I'm doing something wrong. Nothing is happening. What is this? I'm broken. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. The facilitator is wrong, the workshop sucks. Now what is this? Because I couldn't understand that the less I push, the more can happen. And I felt like, no, that must be wrong. No, I'm sure it's not. This is not how it works. You have to push. So it took me a while, and I think I let go of that expectation the moment I started facilitating sessions for other people. I've learned that the gentle way is
the key.
But also from my experience as well, it was Wim Hof breathing that really got me into being aware of breath work, and it was great. I feel really peaceful. Then I ended up on BBTRS, and the emotions came, and I was still taking a very mechanical approach. And it worked initially, like for me, my inner world's a garden, and we just attacked it with a leaf blower and just worked great at that time. But then it's like I'm not getting there anymore. I know there's still stuff, I can still feel emotions coming up, but then there was resistance, and now but again, it was been a funny journey from knowing this cognitively up in my coconut to actually it's like, come on, let's come down and let's really start to feel and really go into the subtleties. And it's still in a process there for myself of, can we feel a little bit more? Can we trust a little bit more?
The magic word.
The magic trust.
Tell us about trust and breathwork.
Oh my goodness.
Where did it fit in?
Oh, this is heavy. Trust. It's I need to breathe with trust. There are so many aspects of trust in the work. Do I trust myself? Do I trust my body? Do I trust my breath? Do I trust that the breath will take me where I'm supposed to go? Do I trust I'm safe in this situation here?
Safe. Ooh, interesting word.
Do I trust that person that is facilitating my session? Do I trust this room that can contain my balloon? Up to, do I trust the universe that it's something? It's something.
What's the worst thing that could happen if you didn't trust? Death.
Oh, I think death without mercy and like disappearing. Honestly, I have no idea what's the worst thing. I feel that this is one of those questions that you really don't think about the answer, because thinking about the answer is scary enough.
Yeah. It's like your system is saying, no, we are not going over there. We are shutting everything, and shutters, metal rods. We are not going anywhere. And I remember I had this exercise given by my mentor. She said, all right, if you are scared, just lay down on the couch and say, okay, fear, take me, and wait. So I lay down for 10 minutes and I started to giggle because nothing happened, of course. But on the mind level, I was so scared, so scared. And it's
I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Trust, fear.
I think like one more thing to the trust. I feel like that's a part of the path. Whichever road you take, whether you are just breathing for yourself or whether you are facilitating for others. For me, like I started trusting myself as a human being, as a person, that I can live the life I want. And breathwork took me there.
Yeah.
Breath took me to trusting myself, my capabilities, my worth. I'm worthy. That I'm worthy of living. That life is something I can trust. I always had this part. There's always, like since I can remember, there is part of me that trusts people. I trust that people are good from their nature. Sometimes they're not, but just like
Generally,
collateral damage.
I'm similar.
In general, people are good and word is good. But if I wasn't that. I wouldn't be so quick in saying that I trusted myself in the past. You know, you could just like polish maybe this and that. Here you could do better. So breathwork took me to giving myself the trust and safety that I'm safe here in my heart, with my breath, with my body. I'm safe and I can trust this thing.
And as well, trust the process and trust that. Sorry.
Yeah, but this is a huge topic.
Yeah, and for me as well, trust that change is good for me.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to like a little recap. So we're talking about trust and the importance of trust. We've all said it's like, and then I started being in a conscious breathing session, whatever modality it is, and lots of emotions came up. So does that mean that if anyone breathes, they're going to be hit by a train of emotions, or first, before we can start to release stuff, that we have to start to be able to trust ourselves? And
I have a strong belief that we can hit the train if we want, if we decide to. I wouldn't recommend that though, but only if we feel safe to do that, if we have the space within ourselves and around us, if we have somebody who's holding the space for us. We can achieve anything we want if we feel safe.
Holding space, what's that about then?
What?
Holding space.
Oh my goodness. Here's a box. There you go.
Oh, great, yeah. Oh, okay, so I put my head in this box and now I breathe.
I would say that it's difficult to name it or to describe that in words, but for me, holding space for someone is like safety provider, being like a safety provider, making the person who is breathing feel that whatever happens for them in the session, there is like a love blanket that can catch them or just like surround them, and that they can safely process whatever difficult situation or whatever difficult, challenging feeling, emotions happens. The love blanket is around.
It's like a mother.
It's like mother, like Pachamama.
Pachamama.
Just like
being there to witness someone without judgment and allow them to express what wants to be expressed through their body, and to be able to see it, and it's like
it's
okay. It's okay.
You can feel it.
You can feel it. It's all right to
and
feel it.
without
It's
judgment, without anything. It's like,
I think this is the most beautiful part of our work, that we can hold space for other people to heal and grow and shine, and we can just like hold this space for them where they can explore and be adventurous and curious, and somehow we are just like, it's just like, it feels like you are just like a jar of honey, sweet and thick and safe and warm, and whatever reveals, whatever comes out, it's okay to feel it. If you trust your body, if you trust your breath, and you trust your system, that what comes out is something that you can handle, and you have this external support of my field, let's call it like that, miracles can happen.
I like what you said once, that we have this sparkle of light inside of us, but we are afraid to shine, and there is another person who is coming over, like a facilitator, someone who has a bit bigger light of shine in the area that you want to work. I already processed, I already work through it, I already experience it's a very, very important thing. I experience, and I can just say the light to the light, like, yes, you can. Hello, light. And we can shine together, and I can help you, and it's...
Yeah, for me it's like kind of when our little lump of lovely innocence comes out into the world, and it's like, I want to connect, and it's finding connection. And then as life starts to develop, for whatever reasons, things appear where it's not getting the connection, and so then it's having to armour itself, and then slowly as life goes on we start to build up more and more armour until that little glowing light gets lost, and all it wanted to do was to connect, to be seen,
somebody
to be
comes
heard.
from outside and does knock knock, no, to this armor, like knock knock, who's there? No, just like, and you can start unpeeling. That brings me to one of my first sessions as a breather in a workshop, when I went down to that place where I saw myself as this little girl sitting in the middle of like a wall made of bricks, but it was just like surrounding me, and I was looking around and I couldn't see anything to hold on and climb up or destroy this wall. And I realized that for many years I've been hidden behind this thick, solid, safe walls, out from
everything. Because when we build these walls, we are protecting ourselves, but not only from bad things, from good things as well.
So breathwork helped me, like the breathing that session and the next, they helped me just to take one brick out and just pick out, now what's there, and then this wall started like disappearing and melting down. So, but it was not like that. It took time. It took time, my own
because
pace.
As well, you need to trust, you need to feel safe. You can breathe one day and you feel like, all right, nothing happened, but then you're going home and suddenly, oh, I feel different. I had a few times like this. I was having a breathing session, and it's like, oh, it's just a breathing session, and nothing like a big emotions or came up. And then a few days later, something, the situation hit me, and I behaved differently. I was like, I like when you were saying it's like a that mug comes to you and it just slides down, and there is no, I don't react. I respond, but I don't react.
Yeah, it's my Teflon t-shirt. Life's muck still comes, and you still feel it, see it hit, but it's been able to hold enough awareness to just watch it slide off.
And good thing is that Teflon t-shirt is breathable.
And I think this is one of the beauty of breathwork, that it works very gently on a very subtle levels, that you maybe don't feel it in the session immediately after the session, but then you realize that, oh, that behavior of someone used to trigger me, and I was just like, and now it just,
And that's been the beautiful thing with marrying this one who I met in a BBTRS
connected
training,
by breath.
Yes.
And then, a long story short, we ended up getting married. And one of the most wonderful things about our connection and relationship are triggers. And it's a brand new relationship to triggers.
But breathwork changed.
It's breathwork has helped to bring the awareness. And so how has breathwork helped us to, well, for myself personally, to work with triggers? I'm feeling safe to be vulnerable. It's
Big times.
It's helped me to not judge another as much. And it's allowed me to feel what's going on inside of me. And as we've gone through our, I'll give you two stories on triggers, which I really like. Not so that Eckhart Tolle's got a way of describing it. So it's as if an emotional trigger is a train, and it will come along, boom, hit us. We don't know it, but we're going 100 miles an hour down the track. We could be going there for months before eventually the train gets to its station and we crawl off, and we're still dragging stuff. But then we start to bring awareness into our life. So then, I've been hit by a train.
Okay.
That's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable. But right, I'm recognizing it was a trigger, and what part of me is wounded? What part of me got
and then
triggered?
you breathe with that part.
And you are connecting with this part.
But then as we start to bring more and more awareness to it, you can start to hear the train tracks. And as often happens with me and Aisha, for a while you were triggering things that made me feel angry. And initially it's like, I'd feel,
here it comes.
Aisha, well, what you just said, what you just said, I'm feeling myself becoming angry. So it's not to say that what you said was, if anything, it was good, because it's got me in touch with this wounded part that's reacting, that's triggering, that's wanting to bring anger up. But then as that anger's coming, so not repressing it and pushing it back down, not being consumed by it, but I'm feeling this, I'm talking it out. So it's gone, I like to think it goes from a big flamethrower to a squirty water pistol. It's like,
I like to think about it that conscious breathing gives you time to take a break or take a pause before you react.
I as well noted, exactly.
What? Wait. Give me a sec. Okay, done.
I also noticed that when I'm triggered or something happens, I stop breathing. And then when I put the conscious breath through my nose and I just calm down my system, it's like, all right, it's okay. You feel it. It happens, of course, you're a human being. It doesn't mean that you are a robot that is not feeling anything, because we are not aiming towards this. And this breath helped me just okay, so now I can respond.
I think the funny one, that time when we were driving, and somehow a very subtle trigger had come in, and so the conversation was
a bit...
and we're kind of like, So the train had crept in, and we're like, hey, what's going on here? It's like, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Okay, let's do 5-5 conscious connected.
Heart coherent.
Heart coherent. We did it for 2 minutes. So it's like, just touched into our breath, and then what were we talking about?
What was that?
What was the? I just I don't remember. It's
it was just a meaningless thing. So breathwork. So
we talk about trust.
Trust and
triggers.
TT.
Trust and triggers.
And feeling safety.
So kind of like when we're going, as we've learned to trust ourselves in breathwork and feel things, then is that helping us to bring more awareness to our feelings and be with them?
I would say so. And I feel one of the most, I think, one of my favorite things about breathing is just, or the practices is just the awareness of breathing, noticing and feeling that you're breathing and what happens to your body when you're breathing. And through this simple observation and just connecting with the body, what's going on? This simple question, what's happening right now in my body, and what is the message that my body is giving me? So I'm trusting my breath and I'm trusting my body. I'm gathering information that are coming out from the system, and then I can make use out of them, and without being like, what's going on? So I really enjoy doing those like 5-10 minutes of just like pure breath observation, and not even going into a long session. It's just like, for me, like a healthy habit. I wanted to say every morning, but I do it much more often.
Yeah.
No, whenever something's going on, it's like, wait. Okay, what's the message? What is the information that is coming?
So kind of, I'm all excited now. You've got me all right. I can get rid of emotions. I can become more aware. You're talking about breath.
More alive.
Yeah. So all right. You've got me hooked.
Yeah.
So what is this breath work? So you just started to touch into just being aware of the breath.
Yeah.
What other ways do you work with it? What is there? What's on the menu?
Ta-da!
It also depends. If there is a person who did not do the breath work before, then we just start with a simple observation of breath, and quite often it's enough. Oh my goodness, what is this?
I'm breathing.
I'm alive. What is this?
It's just by bringing attention to the breath.
To be honest with you, I remember when first time I was observing my breath. It's just like observing the breath. Oh my God, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah.
The more I observe my breath, the more I'm feeling I'm choking. I can't breathe.
I remember my experience with Vipassana, the meditation, where you during the first days you just focus your attention on the tip of your nose and you breathe. I was just feeling, oh my goodness, I'm not gonna make it now. It's just like a day long sitting and focusing my attention and breathing. But then so subtle sensations appear, and you become aware of so subtle things happening in your body, like even like hearing the blood in your veins, or feeling the touch of the air on your skin, and you really start having the experience of life itself, that it's not only waking up, going to work and going back to sleep and some food and pee on the way, but you really start feeling, how do I know I have a body? What does it feel to have a body?
So what you're saying sounds to me like once we start to bring attention to our breath, we come out of here a little bit and start to live in our body.
Yeah. What I like to invite the people I breathe with to is, don't judge yourself for thinking or for escaping into your mind. If you start your practice of breathing or meditation and then you realize that you're in your mind again or you're thinking again, usually we tend to judge it. Oh my goodness, I'm not good at it, I can't do it, I'm again in my head. I invite people just like smile to this. Give yourself 3 breaths, allow those thoughts. Be thankful to your mind that is doing this work for you.
Yeah.
This is serious work the mind is doing. Just smile to it, allow it. Don't run away. Don't. If you run away, it will chase you. It's like with a vicious dog. Now, if you run away, it will chase you. But if you go back to it with love and kindness, you can smooth it. So the moment you start observing, I'm back in my thoughts, okay, I notice that. I give myself a few breaths with that, and now back to breathing. And usually it works. It's really like ding, it's just like you're back in your body.
And again, we are coming back to be gentle with yourself.
And also, it's kind of like, I've noticed I'm back in my thoughts. Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
So
awareness.
Awareness. All right, I've done really well. And I did well to have stayed with my breath for so long. Turn everything into a celebration rather than a flagellation.
I would say, like in the geography we were raised, we were punished for so many things, and we were expected to be
Marta.
Thank you, and to achieve and to prove, and so many expectations and pressures on ourselves, that the gentle breath work or the gentle awareness of your breath, for me, is a miracle that we can give to ourselves. Just be gentle with yourself, accept things as they are. you're running away from feeling, because what you said, you stop breathing. No? So there is something you don't want to feel. Notice it. Don't push it. Just notice. Give it space. Allow it to be, as if it was a small puppy. No? You just don't throw it away. You just like cuddle it. You talk to it. Oh, you just adore it. No, you just give it time and space. So for me,
it's like with a child. It's like
it
you know, patience and
Patience
and kindness and gentleness with ourselves. We give credit to everyone, but we are not. At least I'm talking about myself. I'm not giving credit to myself. It's like I am gentle with everyone else, but with me, I'm just like.
I remember we had that conversation, I think the first time we met, that if only I could be so understanding, gentle, loving, caring, trustful to myself as I am to my clients. Oh my goodness! Now I just like, what happened here? Because I have those qualities, I can do that. I can be gentle and caring for other people. Why I'm not starting with myself? So this is where the breathing takes me back. Okay, be gentle with yourself as well.
So it starts off with a relationship with your breath, with recognizing it. So right now we've made friends with our breath. And we've recognized.
So we're going back to the menu.
Yeah.
We hadn't started. Now we have a main course.
First course. So I would say then it depends. If the person that is coming for breathwork is very calm and feels like, oh, I need more energy, I'm disconnected from feeling, from my body, I need more movement and something, then there is a set of practices, breathwork practices.
Oh, like Red Bull breath.
Yeah, like a red, I call it breath espresso. So it's something like that, like more activating, not just like energy, power, and movement. And if somebody is in stress, anxiety and tension, there's a different set of practices I would introduce before we go into breathwork session like the long one. Let's just explore, where are you, what is going on, what is that you need. So let's listen. For me, breath is like language and you can learn to read it.
Yeah.
So we can calm down with the breath, we can energize with the breath. So this is
play.
We can play.
So this is kind of pointing towards it being connected to our nervous system.
Heard some stories about the nervous system. Yeah, but is that a question, or are we going into the theory part?
Well, let's keep it on a fun thing.
But I had a similar conversation recently, and that was a valuable point to a person that I was talking to, that breathing, conscious breathing, helps us regulate the nervous system and the way we deal with situations because of the way our nervous system responds. So that's kind of a point just to mention.
It's kind of like a bridge between, rather than a mind and a body, it's the bridge that connects us to being a body-mind, it all being one.
So we can regulate that. We can regulate our responses, and this is something.
And there's science about that.
And there is science, as we were talking about the triggers. There is a science behind that, where we react or we act, we run away or we just rest and digest, and we are happy little puppies.
Yes.
And it's all about the puppies.
Being a happy puppy. Happy puppy power.
Yes.
Happy puppy power.
Yeah,
so menu.
We can calm down.
We can
energize. What else can we do?
We can
empty our container. We can release the tension. We can release the light inside of us. We can just take this brick you were talking about out of the wall.
So we can transform.
Transform. And the one breath at a time.
Well, what is transformation about?
Oh my goodness! How much time do we have left?
Well,
briefly,
we have already 40 minutes talking.
Okay, so let's have. This is the last thing on the menu.
Oh my goodness, transformation. So let me give you an example. I used to work in a quite significant size-wise corporate business environment, running a team of people with some successes or less, depending, and feeling in a way miserable. I felt like I liked my job. I really enjoyed my job. I loved the people I worked with. I even liked the things I was doing in a way. But I felt that there is something missing, that I'm not walking the path I should be. And it took me some time before I realized that there is something missing. So that took me some time. And then during the breathwork process, I realized, shit, I need to change my life, like completely. And while breathing, I was just reinventing my life. Like, what will I do? What is my path? What is my soul path? What I could like communicate with my soul and my heart. What your inner light wants? What is this? What do you want from this life? What do you want to really achieve on this? What change do you want to bring to the world, if you want to bring any? So on the breathwork process, I reinvented my life. I made decision that I want to change my life. I gained inner strength and confidence that I'm able to do it. I found the qualities that I have in me but I couldn't see before that I can use to do it. So I gathered all the allies that I needed to make this change, to make this step on the journey. And then I found the courage. In the breathwork session, the courage spoke to me now. Now we're doing this. So that's my transformation from a good shy girl who was not supposed to be loud and speak up too loud and take too much space. I still have parts of that, but I'm allowing myself to voice out and to laugh loud and to live the life I want.
Beautiful.
Yeah. For me, I would say all my life growing up, and I can remember hearing a Nirvana song. I think it was a line in Teen Spirit, and I'm like, yeah, you get it, but what is it? And it's something in the way. And I'm like, there's something in the way. I don't know what that something is. There's something in the way, and I don't know what it's in the way of. It was. Now, from doing breath work, starting to release these things, and it's something. There was something in the way of me being my true self, of accepting conditionings, false conditionings that have been put on me, false beliefs, and it's like just letting them go, and it's still processes going on. So
well, I don't want to come out as like a unicorn, beautiful rainbow, no? Just like, oh, happiness, and let's grab our hands and dance. No, I think it's a tough job, and it's hard work you're doing when you stepping on the breathwork path. When you decide that, okay, I will trust my breath to guide me, to guide me. It's a hell of a tough work. You have to face so many demons, difficult emotions that you spent 30 years hiding and keeping, and now they are coming out. So you need the courage to face them in your own pace.
Courage is a big
So
thing.
it's not a road set in roses. It's difficult, but it's so
rewarding. Yeah, for me was meeting with my emotions and dealing with them. So I had my biggest demons was like, okay, I need to face fear, I need to face anger, I need to face my emotional side, I need to face my past, I need to face something that I stuck like in my little tome, but actually maybe later. And it was because I stepped into the from corporations before I met breathwork on my path, but it was all about my emotions and connecting them with my body, and not the emotions are here, myself is here, my body is here, and it's like three different things flowing somewhere in a magma.
I remember for me, having my first releases, it was like, what's coming? But I felt safe, and it's like, okay, just let's stay with this, and whoa, energy and emotion just flowing out, lots and lots of tears, but felt safe for it to happen. But then on the other side of it, I'm like, oh my God, this feels amazing. Why?
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yeah, why did I never allow myself to feel this in the first place? But then the whole thing starts all over again.
It's a hero's journey.
And it's a layer and a layer.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned connection or connected, and I would say that leads us to the last course on the menu, that we all facilitate breathwork sessions which work with the conscious connected breath, the circular breath, right? I guess the BBTR session is using the conscious connected breath. So that's that's the main course, I would say. I like to prepare the people I work with gently. Sometimes we just go all in when we feel that there is safety and
it's up to the person.
But
up to the, I think this is one of the things with the breath work that we do. Ultimately, the person that's doing the breathing is leading it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's your work, not mine. I'm the space holder. I'm creating the environment for you to. I can guide or touch or suggest, invite something. But if you, breather, don't want to breathe and work, don't waste your time.
Yeah. And I would say for wrapping around, you said this beautiful thing about breath and connection, and I would love to have it as our closing sentence.
I like to think about breathing as the only thing that connects us all. Like, my inhale is your exhale. Yeah. It might sound gross at the beginning, like, I don't want that.
But it's true.
But it's true. Life is gross sometimes.
Just sitting here together, we're sharing little bits of each other constantly.
Now we connected with the drops of our breath. We are connected in that way. But for me, the most beautiful thing which gives me goosebumps already when I think about breath work is conscious breathing connects me to myself and helps me to build a good relation with myself. When I do that, I can build a good relation with other people, a person or beloved one or other people, family, stranger in a post office, whoever. So through doing that work, I have a healthy relationship with other people, and that brings me to a conclusion that breathwork can change the world if it can change my relationships with others and myself. Breathwork can change the world, so people start breathing. Start breathing. I spoke.
Thank you, Marta. Thank you so much.
Ta-da! Get out.
And last but not least, it's fun.
Yes. It's a seventh part of BBTRS. Apart from 6 elements, we have 7th element, playfulness.
I love it.
I can remember at the end of my first facilitator training week, it's like, yes, coming back to my true nature and becoming more childlike, not childish, and having fun and bouncing.
I would say for me, it's a serious work. Breathwork is a serious work, but it doesn't have to be so serious.
Yeah, for me, I'm seriously not serious about it.
Exactly.
I'm seriously not serious about it.
All right.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Thank you so much.
Bye.